Welcome back, everybody. We're back out at the range, and for those of you who don't know, this is my Mossberg 930 SPX. Got some work done to it. It came with the ghost ring sights. I did not like the way that they were sitting. I didn't like the way they were co-witnessing, so I got rid of them. So no front sight, nice and smooth. And then the rear sight, got rid of that. There was actually a pick rail right along the top of here. I got a Holostone 507C. This has a 32 MOA circle with a dot in the middle that's perfect for shotguns. If you don't know, 32 MOA is 32 inches at 100 yards. So at 50 yards, it's only about 15 inches and closer and closer. So this is perfect as long as you can have your round circle reticle on the on target. Then you know all of your shot is going to land inside of that circle within, say, 50 yards. I got it Cerakoted. This is a custom color. It's kind of like a burnt bronze with FDE. I have a GG&G mount here with a mount on the opposite side for my sling. This is a ProTac Streamlight with the button here. Nice and easy. When I'm holding it, gripping it like this, the side or the button is either here or my thumb is right before it or right on it. I can hold it either way. And then I got the same thing, GG&G rear mount here. I can put one back here, but for now, since I was ordering from them, this mount here for my red dot is also from them. I'm not sponsored by them. I just happened to see they had a lot of good stuff. So we're going to be talking about shotgun loadouts today. Two things you always want to keep on your shotgun is a light, especially if you're going to use it for home defense, and a sling. This is a Blue Force, one of my favorite slings around. I've tried a couple other ones, but you can actually have enough room to do the underhand sling here like this. You can do it overhand and then tighten it up with one, with one here, and then loosen it up here, and then keep it underneath. And then still from back here, I can still grab it and tighten it up to keep here is a little tight, so I loosen it up, and then I can hold it just like this, and the sling underneath my arm actually gives me a little bit of tension. So we're gonna be going over a couple of things with shotguns. So first of all, the shotguns, I love shotguns. They are amazing. They're super versatile. You can use them for slugs, birdshot, buckshot, riot control and stuff like that. This is a semi-auto, so a lot of that stuff doesn't like to really work with it. But the most important thing about shotguns, besides the right equipment on it, is keeping them fed. So this is a 7+1, and 7 shots doesn't sound like a lot, but 7 shots of double-aught buck is a lot. There's plenty of ways to keep them fed. You want to keep ammo on hand. Me personally, I have worked a lot with the S-Tech shotgun cards, and I have here on this side of it my Velcro patch. I actually cut out a little spot here for the serial number. I don't want to have to sit there and peel my entire Velcro patch off just to put to have someone check my serial number. So that just goes here, and then once that's empty, then you can just peel it off and put a fresh one on here. So that is the basic. The basics of shotgun is keeping it loaded. So here, what we want to do is when we're loading, loosen this up a little bit so I can under my shoulder. When we're loading the shotgun, you want to be able to quickly know how you're going to do this. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll grab rounds over the top, they'll pull them, they'll turn, they'll drop. So it would look, if I were to keep them, I keep them down. If I were to keep them, people would do something along the lines of pulling a round off the top, dropping in the chamber. But see, I don't like doing that because it always seems to hit me. I don't know if you saw that. It hit me right there. So what I like to do is when I go to reload, so here, and then my safety is actually an aftermarket safety too. This is from NDZ. It's a little bit raised. I usually keep my safety off because it's kind of, with this pistol grip one, it's kind of a pain to reach up and put it on safe like this. That's how I do it if it's unsafe. I go up, hand just turns, sweep it back down. But most of the time I don't have one in the chamber unless I'm going to start shooting. So like I said, there's one in the chamber, safety's off now, and so you come up here and you shoot. Now you're sitting in an empty chamber. Me, when you go to click again and you get a click with no bang, or you get a dead trigger, first thing you want to do is turn your shotgun to see inside your chamber. Me, this is what I would do, is if I'm doing here, what I do is I violin load. So right here, I put the stock up on the shoulder, I can reach underneath here, pull a round out, drop it in the chamber, and now I'm good to go. From right here, I can still load, be up, bird shot, and be ready to go. So that's how I run primarily my shotgun shell for home defense. I am planning on getting another shell holder here to keep some slugs on this side. As long as it's on the right side and I'm a right-handed shooter, then the shells can sit right here and not be in the way. But like I said, I like to violin load because you're turning the shotgun to look inside that chamber to see if there was a malfunction. So I got that click, I don't know if you noticed, I got that click and no a dead trigger when that first round of bird shot didn't eject properly. So that when I turned, I saw that, pulled it out, kept going. So if you're checking for malfunctions anyway, that's the way to go anyway. So like I said, S-Tac here, and then I'm going to set this down for a second. There's a couple of different things that we want to talk about too. So one of the things is, how do you carry more ammo if you're going to carry more than just this setup right here? One of the ways you can is you can put them in a mag pouch. This is for an AR-15. This is a Taco. These are, if you've seen any of my videos, this is probably my favorite mag pouch. These don't particularly work too well for these S-Tac shotgun cards, because these have the Velcro here, and the Taco actually has Velcro inside of there, so it grabs it pretty good. I mean, with this, it's completely secure. I do not have to worry about these coming out. I cannot make them come out even if I wanted to. I literally have to grab it, and even yanking it doesn't want to come out. I actually have to pull it forward and peel it away from this layer just to get it out, and they are a humongous pain to get in there. You have to, I put my hand in here like this, slide it all the way down, and it's set. And like I said, I can set this on my belt here, on my belt loop, keep a spare S-Tac card here, so that if I'm here and bam bam, I'm out of ammo, oh no, I'm out of ammo and my card is empty, I can easily grab my card, peel it off, grab this card that's sitting here on my desk, on my pouch. Like I said, I wouldn't use that necessarily like that, but then I slap it on here just like that, and now I got a fresh card full of rounds. Me personally, if I was going to run the Taco mag pouch for shotguns, I would add either like a piece of cardboard in here, or the usually when you order them, they come with a little like backer, the part that actually goes on the shotgun here, like this. It would go on the back side of it so that it's not sticking and not holding onto it. Another thing that I have seen a lot of people do is people who get extra tactical, they'll carry a tactical vest. This isn't anything like big or exciting. I think I got it on Amazon, but it works. So show you how we do that. So this is, like I said, this isn't fitted to me yet. I haven't adjusted it or anything. This is just kind of what I use if I'm LARPing around and stuff. So we got some, same thing here. These ones, I don't know if you can see that, but these ones do not have any Velcro in them. So these ones would fit perfectly in here like this. out of the way, and then they just pull right out. So that would look like is if I'm hanging out with guns and doing some shotgun stuff, practicing tactical. I have my shotgun here, go up. Whew. I got my S-tack here. Okay, bam, bam, click. Oh no. Here, I'd reach, grab, drop one in the chamber, close it. This way, it doesn't, the bolt doesn't hit me, and I can still reach underneath, pull more rounds, load the chamber up, or the tube up, and then next thing you know, I'm out. Okay, I can pull this off, and if you have Velcro like I do, and get this guy out of the way. If you have Velcro like I do on mine, you just stick it right here, or you can drop it in a dump pouch, and then you are all set. And then from here, like I said, this comes out of your shotgun pouch or pouch, and then now you got a fresh set to start filling up that tube. Like I said, do this, and I push here. I have more control over it, and then I am ready to rock and roll. Like I said, here, just real quick sweep, and I'm back to action, safe. Now, one thing too to notice about shotguns, that these are all just birdshot, but that all went through. Like I said, once the shotgun gets warmed up, it's pretty good. I haven't shot this in a while, but usually I don't have any malfunctions even with birdshot. But then you turn around and you start loading some #1 buckshot, some double-aught buckshot, and you have more power, more recoil. This is going to malfunction a lot less with home defense ammo. And so we have here also when you do the violin loading, you can easily turn it and see. I can tell right here that I still have rounds in the chamber, or not in the chamber, I'm sorry, in the tube. And I can even press check it right here, putting my hand against the receiver and then just using my fingers and my wrist so I don't pull too far back and accidentally eject the round when I'm trying to do a chamber check. Let me grab that real quick. Another thing we want to talk about also is the way, you know what? I'm actually done with this thing right here. Get that off. Oh, so one other thing we want to talk about too is the way we want to control our shotgun. For people who don't know, this is a very heavy hitting firearm. So when you pull, this is the way that I was taught for shotguns, and it doesn't really work anymore. So, but when you pull here, everybody teaches you want to grab it and pull, and then with this hand you want to pull. And what that does, even with just birdshot, even if you have a good, nice, strong stance, oh, safety's on. Even with a good, strong stance, it pushes forward. But what a lot of people are teaching now, and it really works, is called the push-pull method, where you want to push with this hand, you want to push forward, and with this hand you want to pull back. And so what that does is it makes the shotgun have to go through your front hand to absorb a lot of the recoil, and then your back hand that's pulling against it will absorb a lot of the recoil. So instead of the shotgun pushing you back like this, and then you feel it all in your shoulder, all in your chest, you push, and the recoil is a lot more manageable. So let me load up a couple more, because that was the last one. And I think that was my last one on my card. Okay, so instead of looking like this, it looks, oh, that did not eject. That was a very underpowered round. Okay, so instead of looking like this, now we look like that. So it's very hard to kind of get over the habit of pulling with both hands and pushing with one hand, that lightens up the recoil quite a bit. So that's how I run my shotgun, basic controls of it. But the one thing I do want to kind of go over is my absolute favorite way of carrying additional ammo besides the S-Tac pouches, or S-Tac shotgun cards. Let me find where I left. All right. So that I have several of them and they're great. But the other way that I found that works really well is these shotgun pouches. This one is by the Armored Republic AR-15 or AR500.com is where I got this one. They have Molly on the back. I used one of the Wilder Molly belt clips, and these are absolutely amazing for one reason and one reason only, because you can take an entire box of shells, pull this sucker up or rip it off, and the whole box can go in here, and then you have an entire box. It zips up and it has this little double elastic thing on the top where you stick your hand through to get these shells, and it'll eventually come out it, but it's not like if I'm running. Here, I'm gonna slap this on. See that right there? It's not coming out at all. And then I can easily stick my hand in here, grab a shell, load it into the shotgun. Great to have. The other thing that makes these really awesome, let's take this out for a second, is that they actually sell these little shotgun shell these boxes that you can grab them and load them up with different stuff. So say for example, the big bug. So say for example, I got some double aught buckshot right here, and this is what I'm going to be practicing with. I can easily grab these ones, load these all up. These Sterling ones are just a hair longer than normal ones, so you can see here that they don't want to like to play nice. This is just the way that these ones are. So these ones they're a little bit tight in here, so these ones will fit in the pouch by itself. And these ones, most double aught buckshot, let's see if I have some more double aught bucks here. Yeah, I got some number 4 buckshot here. Get these out of here. Whew. So this is SMB, same thing. They don't like to fit, but these Winchester birdshot, they fit in just fine. But the great thing about these ones is I can pack this up. I got my my birdshot in here. I come out to the range, shoot all my birdshot, switch these out, grab another one of these, drop some more birdshot in here, shake it up a little bit, and then when I'm done, I pull this whole thing out, grab a box of home defense stuff, goes right in here, and now I swapped out my ammo that I would carry on my belt for something a little better. Now here, if you can see that, it's got some little pouches here, so you can actually put different types of ammo on the front. So what we'll do, I'll kind of demonstrate that. We'll take our birdshot. I got some more birdshot over here. This is some Federal stuff. So this was the first ones I was shooting was a Winchester Super Target. I got some Federal target loads here. So we'll just grab a couple of more of these, drop them in here, zip this up, and then we'll get a couple of rounds of these Sterling Tornado slugs here. And then these ones are not as good as the S-Tac ones. You can push them pretty much all the way through, but they will hold them by the rim. So you can have 2 different types of ammo here. They have pockets on the side if you wanted to add something else here. So what we'll do is I'll just show you guys how I run this. Just another idea Let me adjust this real quick so we can see the hip. All right. So here, no S-Tac card. I'm gonna load up a couple of them. And one thing about the S-Tac cards is they're kind of loaded, but they're once they are loaded, what we have here, some federal target loads. And like I said, I like to keep my brass down. The S-Tac, when they're in good condition, they do a really good job of holding them. They don't really fall out. They kind of wiggle a little bit, but it's not something that's like drastic. So we'll stick this on here. And like I said, we're shooting, bam, bam, chamber's empty. Why is it empty? Our chamber took a shot, nothing. Oh, chamber's empty. Round, load this up. And then shotgun card is empty. I can reach down into my pocket here and just start loading from here and get bitten by that left ramp just like that, and then be back up into the game with no issues there. Now, the great thing about shotguns is the versatility of ammo. So say for example, I need something that's going to reach out just a bit further, right? So I'm like, okay, I need to reach out to 50 yards, 60 yards, something like that. I can easily reach down, grab one of these slugs, pull it out, load it into the chamber, rack the slide, and now I have a slug in the chamber. I don't know if you can see that. And now I can reach out and hit something that's way further out there. Now that was my last round. If I were to go and pull the trigger again, why is that empty? Grab my next round in the bag here, or grab another slug here if I need to. So me personally, I like to keep some number 4 buckshot. This is S&B number 4 buckshot. It's got a little bit smaller beads. Let me see if I can get these to show. So this is number 4 buckshot. You can see those BBs are a little bit smaller than double aught buckshot. This is some double aught buckshot by Sterling. Those BBs are quite a bit bigger. Now, the reason I run number 4 buckshot for mostly is because I live in city limits, and so I have to worry about over penetration quite a bit. So number 4 buckshot will still do quite a number, more BBs, but smaller mass equals less worrying about over penetration. So what I usually do is I'll keep some federal flight control, a few rounds in the tube, and then the rest of it is number 4 buckshot. And then my shotgun card is all number 4 buckshot, or not number 4, I'm sorry, federal buckshot. So the way I think about it is, if I can't, if something happens that I can't end it in 4 or 5 rounds of number 4 buckshot, then the federal is going to back me up harder hitting, because now at that point I'm less worried about over penetration, and the threat is something more serious. So that's how I run my shotgun. Number 4 buckshot also, throwing stuff left and right. Number 4 buckshot also tends to have a little bit less recoil. So we'll look at both of these ones real quick, and then we'll also look at this number 1 buckshot by Fiocchi. They claim it's home defense. It says defense buckshot, but it seems to be more of a number 1 buckshot, just because if you look here at the double aught buckshot, this is the Fiocchi, and these pellets, it's kind of hard to see. But those pellets are just a teeny tiny bit smaller. plus. So we'll look at the 3 rounds and we'll see how they recoil real quick before we call this video good. So the first round, the last round that we're going to do is going to be the Fiocchi. So we'll drop the number 4 buckshot, we'll drop the double aught buckshot, and then we'll drop the Fiocchi home defense buckshot. So this, like I said, is the number 4 buckshot. This next one is the double aught buckshot, and this last one is the oh no, wait, what was that? No, that was the Fiocchi. That was the number 1 buckshot. That's got pretty low recoil. And then this last one is the double aught buckshot, the SMB. Sterling, sorry. Tons of different animals on the table. Okay, and that one obviously had the most recoil. Still manageable, but that number 1 buckshot that Fiocchi makes, that stuff is some good stuff, because here it's hardly any recoil compared to the double aught. So we'll do that one last time real quick. Ooh. That's the one thing with the Fiocchi, is that sometimes it does not like to eject. So we'll try that real quick. So we'll do these 2 right after each other. The first one is the number 1, and then the second one will be the double aught. And I'm sure you can see the difference in the recoil between those 2. So like I said, that is just the way I like to run my shotguns. There is one last thing. So we have, like I said, these are the S-Tac shotgun cards. On my next video, we're going to be looking at a new type of shotgun cards, and we're going to be looking at whether or not these are better than the S-Tac. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one, where we look at some shotgun cards that are not S-Tac, but could possibly be just as good or maybe even better. So again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.